Hi, my name's Alan Quayle. I'm the founder of TADHack. Now, I've just come back from Network X where I gave a presentation, and several people were like, oh, I'm sorry, I missed your presentation, Alan. Well, guess what? I'm going to make one online, so there's no excuse for missing my presentation at Network X. So what I'm going to do is just put myself minimized so you don't have to look at me. Let's focus on the slides. So what I'm going to cover, we're going to review TADHack over the years, explain about how it operates, a bit of background, some of the interesting hacks that have been created. I'm then going to run through the winners for this year and then look at the impact we've had on people's lives over the years. So let's get down to it. So there you go. We began in 2014. What happened was we had an event called TAD Summit. So this was a typical, sort of conference where we brought lots of people together, and that was in Bangkok. And one of the ideas that came out of it is, well, let's do a hackathon. And we decided, well, why not? But where should we do it? Well, Telefonica Digital were doing lots of cool stuff in programmable telecoms. Remember Blue Via? So we said, let's center it there. Once we did the announcement, people were then like, hey, we want to be part of it. So Sri Lanka came on board, thanks to Senate Mobile, IdeaMart. We had Malaysia, Philippines, and the US. So we had many locations running. And of course, we accepted remote entries. So we had people hacking from Canada, from Russia, from Australia, all around the world. As you can see, lots of people were involved. We had free ice cream. And this is actually one of the many TADHack couples. If your couple can hack together, then they quite likely stay together. So it's always nice to see. Now, between November 2013 and when we ran I think it was May, June time in 2014, Telefonica Digital closed. I'd just like to highlight that this is one of the problems telcos have. When you're doing developer communities, when you're building a countrywide innovation ecosystem like Senate Mobile and IdeaMart have created in Sri Lanka, you need to be consistent. You need to be there for people year after year after year. And following fashion and just dropping stuff because that's what a hard-nosed manager does, you don't build a community. All right, so that's one of the failings that you have to address. This is a long-term commitment to your country of operation. It's as simple as that. So 2015, we got bigger. This is from Chicago. This is in Melbourne. We have another TADHack couple. They married shortly after this. This is in Raleigh, in North Carolina. Of course, the massive Sri Lanka team, Bangladesh, we had in South America, I think that was in Argentina, and in Lisbon at the university there. And that was just amazing internet access. Oh, it was fun when your internet just works and it's really, really high speed. Grew more and more over the years. This is actually Ukraine team, Moscow team. Yes, back in 2016, the world was very different. I just highlight here, we have Charles Malapsi. He was the CEO for Zambia. Here he is presenting at TADHack Zambia. Also, he's now the CEO for MTN in South Africa. Back then in 2016, the CIO for MTN South Africa was presenting about TADHack on breakfast TV news. So, we were, sort of accelerating up, getting bigger and bigger. It was thousands upon thousands of people involved every year. This is from Malaysia, London, South Africa. So you can see lots of people all around doing and building really cool stuff on programmable comms. And we just built up. We've innovated, we've worked with high schools, with middle schools, again, many locations. Telesign, one of the sponsors over the years. This is actually in Chicago. This is the Simwood guys down in Joburg. Lots of interesting stories of their first experiences in South Africa, but all good. And to say, it's not just about massive hackathons. Here in Berlin, we've always had small hackathons, 5, 6, 8, maybe 10 people involved, only a couple of hacks produced, but it doesn't matter. It's all about the quality of the hacks created. And again, more locations, lots of people, lots of fun. Yes, people seem to like hacking through the night. I don't know why. I always tell people, get some sleep. But anyway, oh, and that's a team from Chicago that began as high schoolers, and through to when they were in university, they were still hacking with TADHack. And this is from 2023. So again, we had many locations around Africa, Nairobi, Kaduna. This is Colombia, thanks to YAP. You can see on the t-shirts there. So they did an amazing job. We have Belgrade here. We have Sri Lanka. For some reason, Sri Lanka wanted to hear from me. It looks like a short-haired Father Christmas there. But, oh, and yes, this is actually one of the winners. They were doing some in-market testing in Florida using their app, which I think is really cool. So again, it's hacks are created, and it's not just sits there as a nice idea. People take it out and on a chewy cardboard box, get it out in front of people to play with. So you want to find out about TADHack, just go to TADHack.com for this year's events. YouTube at TADHack, that has all the hacks, thousands of them from over the years, and a lot of analysis. Also, developers talking about their experiences at TADHack are on blog.tadhack.com. Okay, so that gives you a little bit of background. Let's look at a video I created of the first 7 years of TADHack. I know I need to do one of the first 10 years. There's only so many hours in the day. So let's jump over to this video.
You're the hardcore, showing you'll hack no matter what.
There you go. So you get to see now. The numbers, of course, are far bigger than shown on that video now, but it gives you a flavor of just how massive TADHack is. Right. So let's move on back to the presentation. So what makes TADHack different? It's diversity. You saw in all the pictures, in the videos, we're all around the world, and we're open in that you don't have to be a hardcore coder. You could be marketing strategy. You don't need to be a coder to take part. Diverse teams win when you're bringing together people with diverse skills. The pitch is always excellent because you explain the problem, you explain how the demo fits the solution and where you're going to take this. And always, because we're not a big brand, it's the people that take part. They are what makes the difference in TADHack. For this year, we had Radisys. They have a whole range of different capabilities, bundled and easy to use through a low-code, no-code interface. Of course, they have the APIs as well. Strolid, I'll explain what they are in a little bit. They're the backers of VCON, Virtual Conversation, the PDF for conversations. That is an IETF standard that specifies how you can wrap up all the data and the information around when the call is, the metadata associated with a conversation. Jambones is an open source CPaaS, so you can migrate away from those expensive SaaS products. And Security, which is a programmable IoT dev-centric solution. And you'll see some really interesting hacks created there. Now, it's more than just the sponsors. They provide the cash, but also we have many partners. So we partner with NetworkX. That's why I was presenting this morning at NetworkX. Also, we have a similar deal with the pre-event hackathon for Enterprise Connect. And we get to present there and have fun on the show floor as well. IdeaMart and Senate Mobile have been with us since the beginning, running TADHack Sri Lanka. We have Telesign supporting TADHack Belgrade. And just a big shout out to Yaya for all the hard work they did with TADHack Colombia, and then Africa's Talking, which did a major delivery around many locations and great engagement and high quality hacks out of Africa. So by the numbers, 550 hackers from around the world took part. We had over 1,200 registrations. Some locations, so for example, Sri Lanka, they have 350 registrations, but then they go through down selections. So it's only about 45 or so, 50 maybe people that are hacking on the day. That's why I refer to finalist hacks. It's not, everybody just gets in and is hacking. And this year we had about people from 15 different countries, hacking. And I think this year remote accounted for just a little less than half the hacks. So on to security. So this is a really interesting programmable IoT platform that enables end-to-end security and has a key value store. So you can do some really cool stuff. Nacho did a apnea treatment adherence hack. So it's just checking you're using the apnea device. And if you don't, well, you get a reminder that you should be. It's a lot of doctors, try to do this, but nurses are busy. So this automates it so that they can ensure people are reminded. And of course, it's secure end-to-end, and we're using the key value store around monitoring. LightSign, great example, excuse me, from again, a couple, so people that can act together, stay together, impressive hack. And again, using the end-to-end security, so nobody can hijack the signage, and also using the key value store to do some cool stuff. Now, when you see the video, just go to YouTube at TADHack. You'll see they provide a lot of advice around their experience in using the API and also the nomenclature. So really helping people present their capabilities in a way that's easy to understand by a broad base of developers. So it's amazing to get such feedback. David did a really interesting, it's an arts project. And you saw that woman using that box, the Chewy box. They were field testing it. And you say things, it takes what you say and creates art, sort of images from the answers you give. And it's a location component, so you can map all these images around Orlando or any location. So very interesting and original use of the capabilities. And this is food security. So this is Proper Seed, focused on agriculture. And this, for many countries, because of global warming, is a critical issue. And they need solutions they can manage and deliver locally. And that's what Proper Seed are doing. So props for there. We had a lot of hacks for Radisys, as I mentioned. For Colombia, all the hacks used Radisys because of the low-code, no-code platform. And they have 3 winners but they do have a number of honorable mentions. So the first winner was emergency CAD. So this is an air quality measurement, and then it notifies you if there's a problem. Now, the EPA in the US doesn't register, you need sustained days of pollution. Well, I care if there's one day, especially if your child has asthma. So it'll send you an alert to warn you on that day. So again, I think a very interesting hack, taking monitoring into your own hands. Django is about immunization reminders for parents. Very important. Again, this would be a nurse's job, but nurses are busy. So this automates it to ensure children get their vaccinations. Then the winners of TADHack Sri Lanka also won with Radisys. So well done on winning a global prize. I'll explain Naveen's TADHack journey a little later in this presentation. And this hack is focused on auditory processing disorder. Again, go to YouTube on the TADHack channel, and you can see all the details of what they've created. And they wanted some honorable mentions because it really was cool. So many of the hacks built on Radisys. So Tutor AI from Colombia, a simple way of converting lectures to PDFs so that you can get the notes. And then Nacho, with his apnea treatment adherence, they thought was a really great use of their platform as well. On to Jambones. As I mentioned, if you want to get off a SaaS, CPaaS, and take control yourself. So quite a few of the customer experience AI companies want to have their own voice gateway. Well, Jambones delivers that. So his first winner was Interactive Smart Home with Vincent. This is just a very cool tool to using voice for real world home control. And what's great is to see breadboards and lots of flashing lights. But again, Vincent has hacked in the past and always produces very cool, commercially relevant hacks. Then back to food security, AgriSite AI using drones to scan fields and where rust could be detected. Simple call to the farmer to let them know to go out in the field and check a particular location to confirm whether it's rust or not, so that they can ensure productivity of their fields. Because guess what? With climate change, things are getting drier or wetter and plants are getting stressed. So these diseases are more prevalent. So it's important to build solutions that work and can be supported in the country. Now, OneCenter, they are an AI-powered call center solution. They actually won at TADHack Open in March. It's great to see them winning again. They're taking this to market. I mean, they've still got a lot of development to do, but they're finding people that'll pay them. So this helps them in their go-to-market. So well done to OneCenter. On the global winners for Strolled. Now, Strolled, what they do is when you visit a car website and you're interested in a particular car, that's a lead. And what these do, what Strolled does is they have a whole process in taking that lead, getting the, calling the person and getting them to the local dealership, and then, getting those sales, deals closed, and they generate a lot of revenue. It's a great process, great organization. And because Thomas Howe is their CTO, he's driving the standardization through the IETF of VCon, virtual conversation, a PDF for conversation, so you can take all that conversation data happening with customers or with employees and analyze it so that you can get great stats and automate some of the processes. So let me show what was done. So the challenge included doing search and filter, then generating automated responses, and then some customer segmentation. Well, I'll just quickly give you a flavor of what was created. So Matt Williams, there he is. You can see his name. This is like a Jupyter notebook. So it's a great way of writing stuff in prose and being able to sort of do some sort of programming at the same time. So he found there was a feature that needed to be implemented on the VCon API. So got that done. Always good to improve the API. And then he started analyzing the data. There was a whole host of VCons in a folder. So he looked at, okay, how many VCons do we have over time? Then who was handling the most calls? And what were any issues? And was the issues related time of day? Well, you could see possibly, yes, when people are starting to get angry. And what he did is for those calls where there were issues, where there was frustrated customers, he used OpenAI to generate responses. And from that, an agent can quickly look through and review to see, are these appropriate responses? So a great example of using a VCon to automate particular processes and slice and dice the data. TADHack Belgrade, they have a number of winners, survey validators. So this is using TeleSign's phone ID to confirm you are the person who should be completing this survey and to avoid multiple submissions. This one was interesting. Fintel was using phone ID and connection graphs. So looking at and discovering people that your friends also know to improve connectivity and friendships. And this one was TOLA. So this was dealing with electronic tolls in and around Belgrade and using your phone ID to confirm that the information on those electronic tolls is correct. So solving a specific problem in the region. So again, well done to all the teams at TADHack Belgrade. And then in Sri Lanka, you've already covered Intendable, then Zindicate was the first runner-up, and again, related to food security. This is a growing issue, and producing local solutions that can be managed and delivered locally is critical. And then, again, child healthcare. And having solutions that can be managed and delivered and work and supported locally is critical. Again, it's the importance of generating local innovations, because guess what? Innovation is everywhere. So we've been running for a decade now. Here are some of the logos over the years, just looking at some of the people and the impact we've had. So Matt, I mentioned, he was one of the winners of Strolid. Well, he was involved in TADHack London, and he was hacking on Status. Status are an Ethereum gateway. So he was a winner there. Now, he and his girlfriend have hacked at TADHack over the years. Of course, that's now his wife, and they have 2 young kids. So how could Matt possibly have any time between a job and 2 young kids to be doing any hacking? Well, while they were sleeping, he got in on his Jupyter notebook and did a little bit of hacking on VCons. And guess what? He produced enough to get a prize. So well done, Matt, for getting a quick hack in before the children woke up. And this is the high school students that won at TADHack in Chicago. They've been involved through the years. It was great, to have winning at TADHack for their resumes. They're now at prestigious universities. So it's great to see all that they've achieved, and TADHack playing a very small part in their journey. Now, this one's interesting. This is GITEX this year. And they were involved in TADHack when they were 14. They're now 16. And they created MyTuddy, which is a STEM education tool. And from that hack, they built a company and they're taking it to market, their application. So they were at GITEX showing what they've built and getting people interested. Now, they had to get special dispensation from the organizers of GITEX to be able to present, but there they are. And it's great to see how TADHack encourages people to develop, but also encourages people to be entrepreneurs and get their ideas out into the market. Then we have back to Naveen and his experiences. So he's been, again, involved in TADHack over the years as a 16-year-old student, then as a first-year undergraduate, and then as a third year. And with his team achieving a very impressive hack that won both at TADHack Sri Lanka and at with Radisys for the global prizes. And one of the things that Naveen said is, I think this will be my last TADHack. And it's like, no, it isn't your last TADHack. Once you're a full-time employee, you can still take part in TADHack. Even when you've got children, you can still take part in TADHack, as Matt shows. Now, it's not just young people. Here we have, well, he's still relatively young, Carell at TADHack Mini Paris in 2015. He brought a group of friends together. They did a hack, and it was sort of enhanced voice messaging. Something that telcos really haven't done anything with, and especially for small, medium businesses, well, especially small one-man bands. Voicemail matters. It's where they do most of their business because, they're busy delivering, and then that's where they get all their leads from. So he built that out into a company, and he's still part of TADHack. And here he is at our podcast we run for TAD Summit a couple of weeks ago, where he was presenting all the cool stuff he's done and how he's raising cash for his startup, Voxist. So again, it's great to see the path, the journeys, all people are on through TADHack. So that's it. Thank you so much for listening. If you didn't catch this presentation at Network X, you've got no excuse. You can listen to it here. Thank you and goodbye.